if you go on the internet these days, you're gonna see like a lot of things promoting how in your 20s you should just have tunnel vision and basically like forget about trying to have fun and enjoy yourself. Kind of feel like it might be a bit bullshit, you know.
You never get this time back in your 20s to just be so, like, just have so much free time and so little responsibilities, if that makes sense.
I feel like every single guy has a pressure point to the point where someone has to hit them to that boiling point. Yeah, they have to be like, cool, I have to go hard.
Just quickly, what was yours? Like, what made you get to that point? What happened?
So basically, like, I was in university, yeah. I went to Birmingham University, and like, obviously I met this girl.
It's always a girl. I knew there was a girl.
I guess, yeah, it was a girl.
Yeah.
And
whilst you're trying to pursue success and grind in your 20s, does that kind of mean like there's no time for relationships and girls and stuff like that?
You also have to experience relationships as well, because that can shape you to who you are.
There's so many other things that I want to do that I feel like don't give me time to build relationships. People don't like it if you have slow replies, for example.
Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Echats. It's your boy Julia. I'm the host of the show. You guys know how it is. If you haven't already, make sure to give us a subscribe. Make sure to give us a like. I say give us a subscribe. Just subscribe, innit? And yeah, don't forget to comment as well. Comment what you guys want us to be reacting to and talking about next. But yeah, we got some guests today. We got a new face as well. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yeah, guys. My name's Abiki Talks. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. If you don't, hit it up. You know what I'm saying? I got more content coming on the way.
That's right. The link's gonna be in the description. And yeah, we also got one of our other usual guests. We got
Antonia. You already know.
Perfect. But yeah, how are we gonna start this conversation? I feel like to start things off, I kind of wanna ask you guys a question. Yeah, as people in like we're all in our 20s, right? Yeah. What is the one main thing that you guys are prioritizing right now? Are you guys prioritizing either like working as hard as you can, trying to like grind, hustle, blah blah blah, or are you prioritizing enjoyment?
You want to start with it?
I think I'm doing both. But if I was to weigh them up, I would probably say I'm prioritizing enjoyment a little bit more than hustling.
Okay. What about you?
I think for me personally, like, as I'm 23 now, when I was a bit younger, I used to kind of prioritize, you know, enjoying going out, partying, enjoying things now. But it's mostly like the grind now is the most important thing, you know, when you get to a certain age.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And like the reason why that I'm asking that, yeah, is because I feel like if you go on the internet these days, you're gonna see like a lot of things promoting how in your 20s you should just have tunnel vision, you should just be focused, you should just be working hard, trying to build your career, build up your finances, build up your wealth, and basically like forget about trying to have fun and enjoy yourself. Like everything, all the time and effort you're spending throughout your 20s should just go into like trying to become as successful as possible, and then you can just enjoy later. And I can't lie, I feel like I've been thinking about it. I feel like that's what I've been trying to do right now because I'm 22, and I kind of feel like it might be a bit bullshit, you know. I kind of feel like maybe it's a bit too extreme, and maybe we should be enjoying ourselves a bit more. I don't know what you guys think. Like,
I feel like with that statement, it's each to their own. So the reason why I'm saying each to their own, because everyone has a different purpose in life. Everyone's got a different hustle. Everyone's got a different background. But then again, it's like, the reason why me personally, I'm putting the grind to my thing, because it's like, I got a purpose to like grind for something. I'm working towards something. I'm working hard towards something. So it's like, the enjoyment, that can wait later. I can enjoy it after. But it's like, first, I have to prioritize the grind now. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know, like, don't you think you might regret not enjoying right now, considering like when you're older, there's going to be less time for friends, less time for like going out and trying all these new different kinds of experiences. Like right now, because we're young, this is the most freedom that we're going to have in our lives. So then you feel like you kind of got to be a bit more balanced with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say like for me, it's like 80, 20. You know what I'm saying? I do like to enjoy it every now and then, but it's like I can't prioritize that. is enjoying all the time. I've got to like grind because I'm, as you said, tunnel vision. I have to focus. You know what I'm saying? So.
What about you, Antonio?
I feel like you never get this time back in your 20s to just be so, like, just have so much free time and so little responsibilities, if that makes sense. That I feel like it is important, obviously, to have balance, but also to do everything you want to do enjoyment wise as well. I think it looks different for everyone. Like, not everyone wants to go clubbing or whatever. But I feel like when you're in your 20s and you're young and you're free, you should do like as much as you can. Like, tomorrow's not promised. And I feel like you shouldn't waste your life away just working when there's so many different aspects of life. There's so many different things to see and experience, and work is just one small portion of life that most of us are gonna be doing for the next 40 years. But there's certain things in your 20s, like maybe group holidays with your friends, festivals, concerts, that you literally may never get the opportunity to do again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
This kind of makes me feel like it might be just a different thing for like men and women. Like,
that's
I
what
feel
I
like
was
for
thinking
men,
as well.
there might be more pressure to
There's
succeed
so much
as
more
soon as
pressure
possible.
for men. Like, I don't actually feel that much pressure to make loads of money. Anything that I want to do ambition wise is just because I want to. Whereas I feel like for a man, a lot of the things that you want to do ambition wise are also because one day you need to take care of a family. Like, one day you need to get married, you need to provide. So like anything, and I also kind of have the confidence that even if I don't make the most money or set up loads of foundations now, I'm gonna be fine. Like, I'm gonna get married.
Some rich guy can just come pick you up and wife you, innit?
Yeah, but I feel like men don't have that same privilege.
So, Ibsy, what do you think? Do you feel like the reason why you feel all this pressure to like be grinding so you can be successful as soon as possible is because like you kind of feel like if you don't make it at a certain time, you might not be able to be seen as like a man worthy of marrying and having a family and all of that?
It's good that you say that because I feel like for me personally, it's like I've had my enjoyment. I've had like things I've gone through. I've gone through like things like traumatic experiences that shaped me to who I am and made me more, made me more focused to the grind than like before. Because before I'd just be like, I feel like every single guy has a pressure point to the point where someone has to hit them to that boiling point. Yeah, they have to be like, all right, cool, I have to go hard.
Just quickly, what was yours? Like, what made you get to that point? What happened?
So basically, like, I was in university, yeah. I went to Birmingham University, and like, obviously, I met this girl.
It's always a girl. I
guess, yeah, it was a girl. Yeah. And the thing of like me and this girl, I'd always see her mows all the time, yeah, and she'd give me like eye contact, but she'd always be like a bit hesitant, a bit shy to talk to me. So it just became one day, yeah, and she just came to mind. We just, talked and done our things there. And a couple personal things happened that obviously I ain't gonna say because obviously I respect her and I respect the situation. But it was a situation that just shaped me mentally and said, you know what, let me just, do my grind, do YouTube. And since then, I've just been on tunnel vision. I've just been on the grind. I've gone out to motives here and there, but it's like, I'm so focused on like making myself like I'm so focused on changing to be a better person instead of like doing what I did before, which wasn't really benefiting me.
Yeah, no, it's interesting that you bring that up and like, kind of leads into the next thing I want to talk about. Do you feel like whilst you're trying to pursue success and grind in your 20s, does that kind of mean like there's no time for relationships and girls and stuff like that? Because that's another thing I've been seeing online. Like a lot of like gurus, especially like people that have like a male audience, they're preaching that guys should kind of just focus on building up their finances, having a successful career, and like kind of forget about trying to pursue relationships. Sometimes I think that can be taken to extreme, but I want to know, like, do you feel like that makes sense? Like, there's no time for relationships right now, just be a distraction, or what?
I do agree with you on what you said on that one because it's a thing where we shouldn't, all right, cool, the hustle and the finance bit, yeah, that's important to have finances, but you also have to experience relationships as well because that can shape you to who you are. Because you can be like good in finances. Let's say you can take someone in for a relationship and you don't know how they are. They could just do you dirty because that will be like your first experiences. But it's a thing, before you get to that stage, you have to have like several relationships, or like, I don't know, it depends on the person. So you just should have like, someone could do you dirty, someone could do you nice, someone could be with it and not with it, then just, so it kind of like shapes your mentality to the point where when you're actually like financially like uncomfortable in that stage, that person that you're in a relationship with like ain't like as the same other ones, you know what I'm saying, like the previous ones. So you have to kind of have that experience with, you know, going relationships and the finances, so it goes hand in hand.
All right. And Antonio, what about you? Like, as a girl, do you feel like you have time to be pursuing relationships? Like, is that one of your priorities right now at this age? Or do you feel like that's just going to get in the way of other priorities you have right now?
It's a hard one because on one hand, I feel like I only have a short period of time to find my husband. I can't lie. Like, because I've kind of worked it out that if I want 5 kids and I want them before 40, then I need to have the first one by like 25, 26, basically. Plus, I want to be married for 2 years before and have like a dink. Do you know what dink is?
No, what's that?
It's like, it's double income, no kids. So it's like when you're married and you have 2 incomes and no kids. So you just like, you just live your life on 2 incomes with no, like, you're just spending it on yourselves, holidays, trips, whatever. So I do feel like I have a short period of time to find my husband, but at the same time, there's so many other things that I want to do that I feel like don't give me time to build relationships. Like, if I'm busy, because there's points where I'm working on my own things, I want to start businesses, for example. People don't like it if you have slow replies, for example. Or how do you even, build those connections when, like, even just if I'm doing a 9-hour shift, for example, how are you building those connections when I can't talk to you throughout the day? I want to travel. How do I like build relationships when I'm in another country? I want to be very like open to opportunities, open to, like, if I got a really good job offer, not gonna lie, like, I'm gonna go. So it's just difficult with like trying to establish my personal goals and who I am as a person, and like bringing someone new into that. I don't feel stable enough, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like in one place enough to start a relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like.
No, I kind of hear that. It's like, yeah, I actually get what you're saying, and I feel like that's why, even though I get where you're coming from with, it's important to be having relationship experiences at this age as well, because that's something you want to be at a good place to deal with when you're older. I do feel like it's hard trying to navigate that whilst trying to pursue success and hustling, because it's like, yeah, I think a big thing is this thing about like slow replies and stuff like that. I feel like that's one of the things that's really put me off like dating at this age and stuff like that, because it's like most of my time I want it to be spent on trying to build up like a career, all these other side hustles that I'm trying to do.
Not just
and then
like
exactly,
on
and it
Snapchat.
takes time. And I feel like the problem is there's different kinds of people in this life. There's some people, yeah, that's going to be a problem for them, because I don't know, not even to act like I'm better than these people, but these people aren't doing that much with their life. And that's why when you're not replying straight away, it might be a problem for them. They might feel like this person's not into me, but it's nothing personal. It's literally just like some people might not have the time to reply every day or every couple hours to messages, just because a lot of their time's being spent grinding or something like that. So it's like, I don't know if I feel like, I don't know if you can pursue relationships right now properly, like a serious long-term committed relationship, whilst trying to pursue
I feel
success.
like you have to try and find someone who just who's on the same wavelength as you, in terms of like, because if we just take the reply example, there are people who will be understanding of the fact that you've got stuff going on. If you communicate like, oh, I'm doing this today, you might not hear from me, but maybe we can do something on the weekend. And if they have their own things, it's like, personally me, I wouldn't mind dating a busy person, because I'm also busy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like we can even like can't be on FaceTime. We're both doing our stuff. Do you know what I mean? Go to the library. We're both studying. I don't know, but you just need to find someone who's like on the same wavelength as you. And the same way, like people who aren't as busy, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just doing one thing, for example. Just need to be with someone who has as much time as they do to like put into relationships, if that makes sense. Like it's hard to find, but it's hard to find the person you want to be with anyway. Yeah. So you just kind of have to have your things that you're looking for and just stick to them. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see you nodding bare. Like, do you agree with that?
The reason I'm saying that, because obviously I got a girlfriend as well.
Oh, right now you're in a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a thing where like, if we've both got something going on for ourselves, because like she does acting, she's trying to be an actor, and like I've got my own thing going on as well. So it's a thing where like we're both working with each other, like to build something together, to build something together. So it's like, we're not just doing any of these extracurricular things that are not going to benefit us. We're doing something beneficial that'll help both of us in the long run. Yeah. So it's a thing that it's like, it's really important as well to, you know, be with someone in the same wavelength as you, as she's saying, you know.
Okay. Because I feel like girls or boys or relationships can either be a distraction or they can literally help you do stuff that you never could have done on your own. So I feel like if you have someone who doesn't understand what you're doing and just wants to distract you, just wants you to do other things, just wants you to spend your money on them, that is when it becomes a distraction. I think that's what people talk about online. Yeah. But I think if you have someone who understands you, you're both working on stuff together, like they're giving you advice, they're listening to you, they're supporting you, they're being your biggest fan, because you can actually gain a lot from having one person who really believes in you. Yeah. I feel like that can do a lot. Like that's the difference between a relationship becoming like a distraction versus it like changing your life, because you do have all these like high school sweethearts, the athletes, stuff like that. You had people who like ride from them since the beginning. So
basically you guys are saying like it's okay to be pursuing relationships in your 20s as well, as long as you're with people that can help you build as well.
Yeah.
And like each of you've got things that you're working on trying to grow.
Yeah.
And like that will stop people feeling resentment from not having time spent with each other. But I can't lie, don't you feel like that could just lead to a dead relationship? Like what if the relationship now is just all about building and like grinding and like there's no time for actually just enjoying other aspects of the relationship?
I think that's up to you guys. You can have the same way with my lifestyle, I'd want it to be like work hard, play hard. I think you can have that in a relationship as well. So like we're working hard throughout the week, we're working on our goals. Maybe on the weekend or on Friday nights, that's the time to do something you guys find fun. And I feel like maybe it could become a bit stagnant if it's just everyday work. But I think when you have the mindset of a bigger vision, you're willing to like embrace that for the future, because I wouldn't mind being like in a boring relationship for like 2-3 years to know that me and this husband, are you sure about just that? Wait, but in my head I'll be knowing that me and this husband in 3 years time are gonna have the most fun because we've worked hard now and now we're free to do other things. Do you get what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if I make sense what I said.
What would you say? Because you said you're actually in a relationship with someone who's also pursuing something. You said you're pursuing something like
does it get boring?
Does it get stale sometimes? Is there like not enough time for fun and enjoyment?
The thing is, like with me, my mindset, I don't really care about fun. I can have fun when I need to have fun. Damn. So every day today, for me, what's the day today?
I don't even know.
It's Thursday, so I just see So to me, I just see like today's Monday.
Oh.
This month's January, next month's January, next month's January, next month's January, tomorrow's Monday. So because everyone hates Mondays, but I'm putting myself in that mindset where I'm going to enjoy that Monday. I'm going to enjoy that Monday. I'm going to enjoy that Monday. So my mentality is like, I'm determined, I'm focused, and I'm disciplined. So it's a point where the relationship doesn't get boring. We just go up levels instead of staying in the same thing. Because I feel like, for me personally, like before when I try to pursue a relationship or something, I'd always want to have sex all the time. But I was like, nah, I actually want to build something and be consistent on what I want to do, so that person can benefit of me as I can benefit of them.
Okay. And do you feel like that just comes with getting older? Like you have to. Do you feel like you even have to go have a stage where you're just doing those kind of like fun things, like just seeking like sex, like going partying and stuff like that? Do you have to go through that stage and then kind of get that out of your system to be at this point that you're at now?
Yeah, I feel like every man needs to go through that stage as well. But then again, it's like every man has to find a spark due to like, it can be like whether like your age or anything like that, but also it's like your environment as well. Who do you listen to? Who are you around all the time? Because most men don't find that spark depending on who they're around, because them man can not have a mindset. They could just be on all sorts of, messing around, going partying all the time. But there can be someone that's, trying to pursue a business or kind of up there, and they want to be up there and they aspire to be up there. So it's like that spark confines within because he's around that person. So, yeah.
Now, I know you should say every man, but like, Antonio, do you feel like this would apply to you as well? Like, do you feel like you got to get things out your system before you can properly be, I don't know, like focusing
on one relationship?
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I'm not sure if it's a girl thing, but I don't think you need to experience a lot of different. I feel like you need to experience fun and freedom and like singleness. Like, just, I feel like you need to get over the enjoying male attention stage, because I feel like there's a point when you're like there's like, every girl has like a coming of age. I feel like maybe when you're like 17, 18, when like boys really start to take an interest in you and you're like, wow. But once you overcome that, then I think you can focus, because you realize like boys giving you attention doesn't mean they care about you, doesn't mean they're interested in anything you have to say. More time, it just means like they're interested in doing stuff with you. So once you realize that and you kind of come to your senses a bit, then I feel like you can focus on like more important things.
Interesting. Well, we're actually running out of time, so we got to wrap things up. But I feel like to kind of finish things off, I feel like it'd be good if everyone can give like one piece of advice for the people in their 20s watching right now who are kind of like going through these things as well. What would be like your one piece of advice to help them get through it?
All right, cool. So what I'll say is be consistent in things you do. It's okay to fail even when you're on a path of success, but just be consistent on what you need to do, because at the end of the day, you only live once, and you just got to keep on, doing what you got to do to make everyone in your environment happy, your family, your friends. So, yeah, that's the advice I'll give.
Makes sense. Antonio, you go on.
Yeah, I would say, building off the you only live once thing, my advice would be sit down and really think about what you want to do and what you want out of life, not what's expected of you or what your friends are doing or what your parents want you to do. And that's with jobs, that's with relationships, that's with enjoying versus hustling. Just work out what you really want out of life and then go for it. And just go for it as much as you can.
Yeah, no, I hear that. That's good. I feel like what I'd say is, I feel like people really need to focus on balance. Like, this might sound cliche, but you know how everyone says like everything in moderation? I feel like if you can actually just keep that in the back of your mind with all the things you're trying to do, it actually just helps you like find that sweet spot of like, let's say you're thinking, how hard should I be working versus how much should I be partying and stuff like that. I just feel like just find the right balance for you, and that right balance is going to be different for everyone, innit? Like, some people might be like, you go motives once a week. Some people's like, no, I'm fine with just going motives once a month. But I feel like just try and make sure you're not going too extreme on either side. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like that will help you, like, when you get older in life, that'll help you have as little amount of regrets as possible, because you kind of did both, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it from us for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, make sure to give us a like, make sure to subscribe, and comment what you guys think about this topic, what you guys want us to discuss next. See you guys in the next episode.